QitSource Startup. Hello user, I am a QitSource Startup robot. To use Codefoxs development guide, let's start together to get an email needed. And for security issues be sure to enter the email. Welcome to Codefoxs. Well, now you can use our services without any restrictions. In order to better offer our services, we have provided you with a documentation section that you can study and use to better design your products and use ready-made objects. Here you can get acquainted with a world of documentation to improve your development. You can use this framework for your development. This framework is installed by default in the development environment and its documentation is here. In order to better offer our services, we have provided you with a documentation section that you can study and use to better design your products and use ready-made objects. Now is the time to enter the development environment. To enter, just read the rules of our startup privacy policies and agree with it to enter the constructive and development environment. One point is that if you use our services by default, you accept our rules. Well, now you can use our services and be happy in our development environment. Well, now you can easily create your new project and enter the constructive environment by clicking on this button. To build a new project, just answer the questions you are asked. These questions are so that we can better present our services and prepare a development environment for our users based on this information. Inside each step, if you feel that you do not want to answer the rest of the questions, you can use the Submit button and enter the editing studio. Now at this stage you can easily choose the theme you want. Welcome, now you can start development with us. Now you can open a development window for drawing from the top menu. From the menu above and the colored buttons on the right, you can add code that you wrote to the program to get help during development. From this section, you can also see the codes written by the software itself. Use this menu to read objects. Using the drop-down menu on the right side of the page, you can make changes to your objects and edit them, and you can also use the software below to configure the project on the desktop. Now you can open the drop-down menus inside and test each one separately. Now you can use the menu bar on your right to create new objects. Using these, you can also create codes. These are tag-making engines. As you can see, you can run objects with them. Now with these features, you can style your objects beautifully without programming. I will now circle the box I made into a circle. You can do the same on your project. Now, by clicking the Create Code button above, you can create the style code of this project and receive it in the rewards section. Now using this box you can program the code and execute it. The only point to execute the code is that you have to write all the code in a function called main.js and then click on the execute button to execute them. Otherwise you cannot execute your own JavaScript code, or you have to run from the environment get help developing your browser. Now you can click on the icons of the desired program from the second menu bar on the right and open the programs on the software environment. These programs help you to make your projects better. For example, with the Gate, you can host your projects on the web. You can install it on the development environment by clicking on the Bootstrap framework icon, and from now on you can also get help from the Bootstrap framework in your project. By clicking on the delete button at the top, you can delete the desired element. Well, thank you for taking the time to save us. You can really use our services by going to our startup site. QitSource Startup.